Hello, hello. I forgot I muted my mic. I'm a professional. Let's go hunt some shinies. I have two free EDSs in front of me with legit copies of Pokémon Platinum, so that's gonna be fun. But also gonna take a long while. But that's shiny hunting. It takes a while to get to your goal, but that's the fun part. I already set up the files, so I don't have to do the introduction, because I think that's cringe. Only takes a few minutes, but you know. And I'm gonna be hunting for my favorite starter, Turtwig. My favorite Oomphy. Which means my rival Barry. Normal English lad will have Chimchar. Surely we won't see a shiny Turtwig or a shiny Chimchar before a shiny Turtwig. For real, for real. Let's see these first two encounters. We also have a counter set up. Normal odds. Pokemon Platinum are like 8,100 something, so it's gonna take a while, but you know. It's about the journey, not the destination. Let's see. Nope. Unfortunate. Two normal Turtwigs. Oops. That is +2 on the counter. And then we just soft reset. And that's the entire plan. Hope you can all hear me pressing the buttons on the 3DS. I'm a loud button presser. There's a Pokemon in each. I choose you, Chimchar. Come see me in Sanjam Town. I think it's gonna be like a multiple 100 hours before we first set foot in Sanjam Town with how long, you know, this hunt will probably last, but you know. It do be that way. There's one thing to do. I challenge you to a battle. We will never see the battle. I will not fight Barry until my Turtwig sparkles. Nope. Another 2 into the counter, and these Turtwigs disappear into infinity. They are gone, never to be seen again. I think I might also, because I already have, you know, my Piplup and Chimchar on the bottom right. Could also, like, you know, every 1,000 I do one of the trios, just switch them out. Just depends how long this will take, you know. Could be soon, it could be later, until one sparkles. There is a fine rival, I think, in the games. It's like, you know, May already started to getting less of a rivalry and more like a companion compared to before, but I think it really went downhill with like X and Y, where you have to choose your nickname. I did not like that. I think that was pretty awful. Also seems like the times are different on my 3DSs. One is in the morning, one is in the evening, as you can see by the color difference. Oh well. Get some different scenery, I guess. Surely that won't obscure me trying to see if it shines, but the shiny isn't that different. It's a little bit more green. The plant has had a little bit more water. Nope. Best case scenario for me would be to find a female shiny turtwig. You only have like 1/8 chance to get a shiny or get a female turtwig. They're mostly male, so would make it extra special. Nice part about turtwig, she just can spam A. You don't need any directions to choose. I also hope the music isn't too loud, because I didn't really listen to it myself, because I couldn't be asked. So maybe you can't even hear me. Surely not. Surely not. Don't even know if the... Oh, there's our first female turtwig. A rare occurrence. But we have to say goodbye to it. Send it into the ether. Sacrifice it to the Reset Lord. Goodbye, Lucas. Shame that Lucas doesn't have, like, I mean, you help him a few times when his Pokédex gets stolen, but Lucas doesn't really have a part in, you know, the Diamond and Pearl story, or Dawn, if you choose a male character, but it's kind of like laying the groundworks for, you know, Black and White, having your two rivals, Charon and Bianca, which I think was really cool. I like those more, but Black and White is also my favorite game in the series, so I might be biased. I do wonder what will happen to my counter if it goes above 100, if it's gonna eat up Piplup and Chimchar. Surely not. Sometimes just imagine, like, if you're shiny hunting, especially like these early resets, if it was like a real world and you just keep resetting them, like the millions of like Pokemons you just discarded over the years of shiny hunting. Oh well, I don't have any morals anyway. I am not here to think, I'm just here to hunt. And another two male turtwigs. Unfortunate. Goodbye. Wonder if I actually changed the speed on the text. I'm gonna have to check that, because that would save a lot of time in the long run. Because what you're basically doing is just going through text boxes over and over again. Yeah, they're not. Get these both to fast. That is way better. is gonna little speed run tactic. I will say it was like a minute maybe over like 8,000 resets, but you know, efficiency. You'll have to see it. I wonder where, like, you know, because they're like, ooh, these are very special species, you know, you don't really get them anywhere. Where did they get them from? Because somewhere it has to be like the origin, right? Just have like these perfect free rare specimens. Oh well. And the female turtwig. That's a win in my book. That is good enough for me. I've listened to this playlist for so long. The Poke and Chill Lofi beats to chill to do shiny hunting. Maybe I should just move like Turtwig. It will give good energy. Left, right, left. I challenge you to a battle. I challenge you to a soft reset. Another female Turtwig. That is not what we are looking for. I wonder if I crop these scenes correctly. If it's not like too stretch out the looking experiences of the DSs. Oh well. I don't have to look at it because I'm just honestly looking at the DSs itself. There's a little bit of a delay on it, so it's not as great. Twitch does say that bitrate is unstable. Those look good enough on my side view. And otherwise, people will tell me, because people are nice for real, for real. Another female Turtwig. Seems like the left 3DS is blessed with female Turtwigs, Turtwig guys. Turtwig. I don't know what the multiplication of Turtwig is. I don't think there's an official term for it anyway. I'm not English anyway, so I don't even have to know. Click, 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 click. I might have to put like a filter on it, you know, like a NVIDIA noise filter, so you don't hear the clicking. Me skipping dialogue. Ooh. Now we have a female Turtwig on the right side. Goodbye. You will be missed. Wonder if I could make it a little bit more sharp, because it does look a little bit unsharp. But I'm not sure. I'm just using the default settings on the capture cards in the 3DS. Because I know when because you can stream from your 3DS with 3DS games to your PC with Arctic Base, and you can use an HD pack, but this is still like DS, so... Go, turtwig! And another female. Damn. That's like 4 females in a row. Yeah, with like 1/8 chance. Some good rates. A lot of females in here. Two more turtwigs. Goodbye, Lucas. Forever trapped in this Groundhog Day simulation until one day the shiny breaks the simulation. That could be a good title. Groundhog Day, Pokémon Platinum. And another female turtwig. Really on a roll. Let's see. There is a Sinnoh Lo-Fi mix. Let's use that one. That's the good mood. Gotta be in the correct generation and have the correct Lo-Fi. Also, it gives bad luck. Oh, I can't have that. Only like 8,000 and like 80 more, and we're on odds, so we're basically almost there to get it. For real, for real. I should make a background music playlist. 2 males, unlucky. Goodbye, away you go. Never to be seen. Two more. Come see me in Sandgem Town. I don't think we will, Rowan and Lucas. It will take another 100 hours at least before I get there. Because if it doesn't sparkle, you are gone from this existence. As well as with this battle, we will never finish this battle unless it sparkles. Oh, thank you for the follow. Zahai Prime. I am bad with names and reading, but I hope that was correct. Thank you. Another 2 male turtwigs. Unlucky. I wonder if because if you're hunting in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, the shiny or the Starly encounter you have when you get attacked can be shiny. But I'm not sure if the Chimchar can be shiny. I know the Poochyena in Emerald can be shiny. It's like when you have your wild encounter when you first meet the Pokemon, but now you usually have like your first battle before you like help out the professor. So I don't think they can be shiny. It would be cool. Like enemy trainers could have shinies, but I'm not sure how it would feel if you like challenge Cynthia and suddenly her Garchomp who beats your ass is shiny. That's scary. Would give the game a little bit more personality, maybe. Not like it needs it, but maybe the new newer games they may need it a little bit harder than these old ones. I'm so glad that Turtwig is the first option if you just spam A. Imagine if it was like Piplup and you have to click right twice. It's like an extra second of inefficient time. I love all three starters. What's battle? Go Turtwig. At least a female Turtwig. I count that as a win. We haven't really left the starter blocks yet. We're not even, you know, under 100, under 50 even. That is nothing special. Damn, this is a good playlist. I will get so nostalgic on these older generations. I remember sitting back in the car with my Game Boy SP or Nintendo DS. I still have all my childhood copies of Sapphire was my first game. Hi hi. Zaya Prime? Is that... am I saying that correct? Or is it Zaya? I am bad with words. Hope you are enjoying me rambling about nothing and everything while I'm just looking for shiny grass. Finally getting to touch grass. Seems like I'm a little bit faster on my right 3DS. Oh well. Who cares? Two more males. Unlucky. Goodbye. Disappear into the ether. Yep. I wasn't focusing on my... It's called death counter, but it's not really a death counter. It's a... I mean, I guess if you count resetting that, you know, the Pokemon that you chose dies could be a death counter, but I have to focus on the program itself. Also doesn't count it if I hit my button to up the counter. They're gonna be so surprised, Lucas and the Professor, when after they don't see us for a million years, we're just stuck on the first route getting this shiny grass to legally say that I've touched grass. It's not like I'm gonna touch the Pokemon, that's weird. I did not mean it like that, but whatever. Two more normal Turtwigs. I think as long as I don't go double over odds, I'd be happy on this hunt. This is a relatively quick one. I mean, not that quick, but you know, the quickest one is in Hard Gold, Soul Silver. If you want to run for a shiny starter, because you can actually see all 3 encounters in the lab without choosing your starter. So that's the quickest one if you want to get a shiny starter. I got 2 shiny Chikorritas from that method. Really, like, was the only starter I wasn't hoping to get, the shiny Chikorita, but I got it twice, so I guess it's there for my collection of my shiny living decks if I ever get to it. Which is like, I don't know, a million years into the future. Shiny living decks. That's a real challenge. And 2 more male Turtwigs. Or not to self? That sounds very philosophical. To self or not to self. I'm not good at thinking. I just click the funny buttons and a Pokemon appears on my screen and I go yippee when it shines. I am like a monkey getting a banana. I go wahoo like Mario. And then I, like, I don't know, jump through all my paintings and destroy them, like in Mario 64. Don't know what the odds are to get a female Chimchar, because unless I haven't been looking, but so far it's only been male. Or, I'm not sure if the game decides, because it, you know, uses presets teams, if it can actually change the gender of your rival starter. Mysteries. I might have to make a dungeon for all these mysteries. And you can put them all together in a mystery dungeon or something. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Nintendo should credit me for that. We go like Turtwig for good luck. And 2 male Turtwigs. Go away. Disappeared with a snap of the finger. Or a press of the 4 buttons for soft reset, I guess. Oh my god, I heard Mesprit. I heard his cry in the music. He's haunting me in my dreams for teleporting all over the region when I just want to complete my Pokédex. Bad memories. There's only one thing to do. Run away. Oh, it was battle. Never mind. Two more male turtwigs. Nuh-uh. Ooh, this is good. The surf music. But then its cooler cousin. Cooler swim music. Ice cool. That's also a thing with the older games where you have to use HM slaves for everything, so I just always had a Bidoof in the bag. My trusty Bidoof, who I just throw at rocks or use as a surfboard in the ocean. Same with Zigzagoon. Always have a 5th slot for the needed boulder pushing. +2 for my funny joke, or just add it to the counter. I think if I smile on this model, actually makes it a little colon free. That's cute. I haven't played around. After Turtwig? That's a good one. I could also go for like another starter. But another easy way to go for your next shiny in Pokemon Platinum is when you get to Eterna Forest and you get to run around with Cheryl, you can get 2 encounters as well. So if I also run it with like 2 3DSs or even just a single one, you get like 2 encounters every time. So that'd be a pretty fun one to maybe get like a, you know, an early bug type. Maybe a cute Banary. Get a pink bunny. That'd be cool. But I also just wanna, you know, go through this game entirely, just go resetting for all the legendaries, because on another save, on my another Platinum save I have 2 copies, but I reset this one and move my save over to my PC. I have a shiny Giratina, which I reset for, which I think is like one of the sickest shinies. But yeah, just kind of want to reset for like most of the legendaries and, you know, maybe go Poke Radaring, because I really love Poke Radar. It's a bit difficult to get into, but once you master it, you can just get so many shinies. Are you a big shiny hunter? Or do you just like watch people waste their time to get the shiny sparkles? I think they definitely did make shiny hunting a lot more accessible with the newer generations. I mean, Scarlet and Violet might be a little bit too crazy with it, but you know, I'm not gonna be a person to gatekeep. Shinies are just a cool thing to collect. The older games made it, you know, a lot rarer, but oh, another female Turtwig. Not shiny though. But you know, you gotta enjoy what you enjoy. I'm not here to gatekeep. Make those sandwiches if you want to. Ah. What game do you wanna try hunting in? Or do you wanna, you know, start with like Scarlet and Violet? Or maybe go for like older generations? Because there's so many options, like even if you have like Pokemon Emerald cartridge, you can even do RNG resetting where you have to time on, like, you have a shiny frame because the game runs on frames per second. Then you can do a little RNG manipulation, and it's crazy shit. But it's like a little difficult. I mean, Scarlet and Violet is like the perfect game to start out if you like it. I mean, the Legends games as well, Legends Arceus, Legends ZA, are very rewarding, and you at least get the shiny jingle, which helps a lot with trying to find shinies compared to Scarlet and Violet. But I think also just going for your favorite Pokemon is a good first thing. What's your favorite Pokemon? For me, I grew up in... I mean, my first game was Generation 3. Mudkip was my first Pokemon, so the pink Mudkip will always have a like a special place in my heart, which I did get in Pokemon Emerald. There's also just so many different methods for hunting. If you wanna do eggs, a software setting like this, go sandwich hunting, RNG manipulation. There's just so many ways to do, enjoy yourself, get more out of just, catching them all. Which is, every game releases gets a little bit more difficult in quantity, but also easier, because now you can actually access all the Pokemon. It was a bit of a struggle before. I completed my living decks in X and Y, so before you got to the Switch. But actually getting, like, the elemental monkeys, especially in the newer games, was just... You couldn't get them unless you traded them up. Which, you need to have all the equipment for. Which is a bit difficult and expensive if you, didn't grow up with the games. But, Game Freak Cats is good and it's bad. Blastoise, ooh. Are you a Gen 1 enjoyer? Are you just, grew up with the first generation, or, grew up with later generation, or like, damn, I really love the tortoise with the big, with the huge gun, because Blastoise is really cool. And 2 more turtwigs. Goodbye. I think I hunted most of the first generation shinies, but I only ever got Charizard, because when you get Charizard, he turns black, so in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, you could ride on a black Charizard, which I just thought was so cool, so I just hunted for that, which took a while, but it's also quite a controversial game if you like Let's Go Eevee or not, if you enjoy Pokemon Go. But I didn't mind the catch mechanic. I thought it was something fresh. So yeah, Generation 1 fan. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely also like a fan of, like, before they went 3D. Before, I really loved the pixel sprites, especially. I think it peaked in Black and White with the moving sprites. That shit was so cool. But Generation is definitely, it's funny looking back on it, because, people have broken down the game and it's like super buggy, but, playing it when you were young was just the best. Nostalgia. So if you ever want to go back to Gen 1, it's also the easiest one, because they made like a lot of remakes. Fire Red, Leaf Green, Let's Go Eevee. You can go back to it in Generation 2 if you have it. Soul Silver or just Silver Crystal, you go back, which are just super cool. But yeah. Luckily, the games are still there to be played, and are still played for, people who really love it. There's always a new, fresh way to play it. That's why it also has, you know, such longevity, I think. You know, do something crazy, go for like a full water team, only choose your favorites, try to do like a no evolved run, you know, there's always something to challenge yourself with Pokemon. If you try to look for the fun, which, you know, I am doing by resetting these two games for shining grass. You make your own fun. Do you have any plans on how you wanna hunt your Blastoise? Or are you still, you know, thinking about it, thinking how you wanna do it? Because there's you know, there's a lot of options. I mean, yeah, Scarlet and Violet is definitely the easiest way if you want to get quick results and get your shiny. Only problem with incrementing in tombs that we're never gonna see 69. What a truly sad reality on the counter. Maybe if we got 6,900 then we're still here. That's gonna take a while. Goodbye, Turtwig. Disappear into the ether and be gone forever. I mean, when I watch other like shiny hunters or like, you know, Johnstone, Party Harley, usually I'm also shiny hunting. I think there's a big overlap in people who shiny hunt and watch shiny hunters. Hard gold, yeah, that's a good one. In hard gold, you can get your starter. I mean, you don't get the choice of which starter you get shiny, but you know, it's so quick looking in the lab, looking for the first 3 options, because you can already see if they're shiny. That's how I got 2 shiny Chikoritas. Chikorita definitely isn't my favorite starter from the generation, but you know, I still took them. Can't say no to a shiny leaf. Hard gold, if you don't have the cards, is quite hard to get by, but you know, even emulating is fine. You know, don't gotta gatekeep hardware that was made 20 years ago that the company itself isn't selling anymore. It's been a bit of a struggle. But yeah, it's Hard Gold is also one of my favorite games. Just the remake was the best they've ever made, I think. I wonder if they're ever gonna make like a Black and White 2 remake. Because they already did Generation 4, so next on the list should be Generation 5, but you never know. I hope it'd be a little bit better than the one we got. Because I don't really hear many people talk about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, just because, you know, a lot of people love Platinum because all the improvements, and then they just said no, we're gonna do everything without the improvements, which is a strange decision, but you know, they do them. And 2 more Turtwigs gone. 68. This is the closest we're gonna get. We can't get 69. We can't get 67. Truly a sad world we're hunting in. This is so sad. Can we get the 5 likes? If you feel like you want some tips or maybe for you know, hunting, just let me know. I think I'm decently knowledgeable in shiny hunting, but not like an expert. I've done my fair shares of hunting, but not, you know, don't know everything. There's so many games as well, so... Like, one of the craziest methods I've seen is going through the wormholes in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I never did it myself, but apparently you have like like a 50% shiny rate on like a few shinies, and you just like ride on your legendary for like half an hour, and then you enter a hole and then you have a 50% shiny chance or something crazy. Goodbye, Professor Unlucas. We will never see you. Wiggle like turtwig for good vibes. Yeah, I definitely think, oh, there's a female turtwig. Nice. But as I was saying, I definitely think the gender of your rival's Pokemon is set, because either I am super unlucky, and in 72 encounters I haven't seen a single female Chimchar, or it is a set gender, but unlucky. No female Chimchars on this save file. How will this impact the economy? We just do not know. Not sure what this song is. It's supposed to be all from Sinnoh, but it sounds quite mysterious. Nope, nope, I know this. Two more normals. Two more resets. Almost at the big hundo. The very big number. Not sure how long I'm gonna, you know, this is like my first stream. So I'm not sure how long I'll be going for. Maybe 200 resets. That's like 2 hours, you know. You get like 100 resets in an hour. You get like 200. Sounds like a pretty good, reasonable amount. And then I only need to stream for, let's think, 5 times 8. 40 days. If I stream for 2 hours, 40 days, I should hit odds to get a shiny starter. So in a month and a half, if I do this every day, I can finally start playing the game. For real, for real. That sounds crazy when you think about that. Willingly locking yourself into a 40-hour adventure before you can start playing a game. I think this is maybe why they shiny locked starters in the newer games. So people don't do crazy shit like this, but I think this is fun. I like shiny hunting starters. It just makes sure, you know, your playthrough a little bit more special, a little bit more spice. Wonder if I can change the speed on turtwig so he can like bob his head to the beat. That would be sick. It's like that Spider-Man meme where it's like you can sync him up to any song. When is the next stream? That's a good question. I haven't even finished my first stream. I mean, probably around these times in like the evenings for me. If my work day wasn't as busy, so you know, in the weekends, I can work remote a lot in the week, so like probably like 3 days during work days, which will probably be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday, and then maybe Sunday will be if I feel like it, but you know, I'm feeling it out how to stream, seeing if it's fun, seeing if people even would watch me. I really appreciate you being here, Prime, having someone, you know, to talk to. That's fun. That's more than I expected already. Kind of expected here to be sitting in silence for like 2 hours and entertaining myself, but you know, it's been fun so far. Just kinda, you know, see if it's a fun hobby to pick up. See, you know, meet some people, make a little community, have some fun, get some shiny grass. Are you yourself like a big Twitch watcher, or were you a VTuber fan? What compelled you to click on this awkward stream? If I can ask, of course. You don't have to answer, you know, you could just, you know, use this as a nice background for maybe you're doing yourself, like playing a game, or you know, doing taxes, or not doing taxes. I don't judge if you don't do your taxes. Another +2 and another +2 incoming. Yep, 2 mil turtwigs. Unlucky. 82. Give it up for 82. If you have bingo, let me know. For a good platinum streamer, that's fair. I think most people who are in the platinum section are kinda using, you're either doing like a Nuzlocke or doing a platinum based ROM hack. So if you're not really into that, I think it's kind of difficult to find a streamer who's streaming, you know, especially older games, GBA or you know DS games. Because for Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon ZA, there'll always be enough people streaming it. But you know, if you're not really into the 3D games, it's a bit difficult to find someone. That's why I really like watching Johnstone when he does his catch all the Pokemon or complete the game 100% or get every shiny. He goes for the games and usually tries to get most of the, you know, the shinies in the games. It's a mad thing he's doing, those challenges, but it's very entertaining to watch or use as, you know, background. Because especially his challenge that he's doing right now, the shiny living decks for Pokemon ZA is a mad challenge. I watched him hunt an Abra for like 40 hours. But you know, I am here resetting for a shiny Turtwig, so maybe I am the same kind of insane. Maybe all shiny hunters have this thing in their brain where they just enjoy not making progress and just do the same thing over and over till one thing changes and then they move on to do the same thing but then in another place. Kind of like RuneScape players. Those are a real different kind of breed. If you're a RuneScape player, those guys will be like, oh yeah, I only had to grind out this thing for like 1,000 hours. That was a quick one. And I'm just sitting there like, huh? What the hell? You're crazy. Respect for those people, but... Ooh. Song is getting freaky. How do you soft reset on a 3DS? Because you can also do this on a normal GBA. If you press start, select, and then the L button and the R button together, it will soft reset. It will just go to the, you know, press start to play the game, and then you just start it again. This also works on GBA, so if you want to do it on a GBA, that also works. But it should work on all, like 3DS, normal DS, 2DS. Only, you know, I think if you're a bit impatient, because if you're doing emulation, you can speed it up, your emulation, but if you're hunting on real consoles and cartridges, you're just stuck with the speed of the game. But, you know, I don't mind it. I'm here to do the real grind. As they say, the kids yearn for the mines, I yearn for the slow startup. Call me Reggie Gigas the way I slow startup. -2. Bad joke. I mean, the way to also get a Reggie Gigas in Platinum is just insane. You know, you have to get Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock from an event, and then you can go into a temple to get Reggie Gigas, and then you can use that Reggie Gigas to then again get Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock. It's so dumb. Oh, female turtwig. It's been a while. Hello. Goodbye. We will miss you. That would be my perfect shiny on this hunt, if we could get a female shiny turtwig, because you only have 1 in 8 chance to get a female turtwig. That's the gender ratios, so to make it a little bit more special grass, special female grass even. But, you know, I'll be honest, I won't be picky. If it's a male turtwig, you know, I'll take him, you know. I'll be so charitable to take him along. How nice am I, aren't I? I also hope that the music and my voice, oh, another female turtwig, isn't too bad. I'm not sure if like my mic is too loud or the music is too loud, because I can't really listen to it myself. Oh, it's good? Alright, that's nice. I will rely on your expert opinion on this. Because I can't hear it myself, or else it would loop back forever. And I couldn't be bothered to do that. I was born with chronic laziness, where I do the minimal effort. I've already been live for an hour. Even more, an hour and 1 minute. Holy moly. Time flies. Also, almost already at 100 encounters. I guess I get a little bit less than 100 encounters per hour. I mean, I'm not doing it the quickest, but... So I guess I'll just add a few extra hours to those 40 hours, or 40 stream days. Plus minus 1 or 2. Wow. It's not realistic. On my Giratina hunt, when I was hunting Giratina, just offline, I ran away from him during the story moment, and then you can find Giratina again in in his temple. You do get like a different form, but that doesn't really matter. I wanted to also hunt it with a modest nature. I had fainted Natu with a modest nature and the ability synchronize. Because especially if you want to hunt like, you know, a shiny with a good nature, the ability synchronize, you have a 50% chance for the Pokemon you catch to have the same nature as the Pokemon in your first slot. I didn't get it though, but I got my Giratina way under odds, like 3,000 under odds, so I was really happy with that one. Wasn't modest, but I'm not gonna play like competitive Pokemon, so it's not really like it has any bonus for me, but you know, still cool to try it at least, you know. It's always fun to have some good stats on your shiny Pokemon, because it's like, you know, your prized position, so you want it to be the best as possible. Maybe some knowledge for you if you, you know, want to get into shiny hunting. If you want a specific nature, you know, try to seek out the synchronization mon. You can also do this with egg hunting, where you can pass down the nature down with eggs. But, you know, all in all, unless you're like into competitive Pokemon, or, you know, for your normal playthrough, or just, you know, having a nice collection list, your nature and your IVs and such don't really matter. It's it's more a collection game for me than a battle game. And another female turtwig. Maybe I should make a female turtwig encounter, counter, just to see how many, if I'm above or below odds for the amount of female turtwigs I see, to see how much chance I have to actually get a shiny female turtwig. Until like by the end of like the week, my entire stream is just full of counters, and you can't see the gameplay anymore because I have a counter for my counter who counts for the other counter. Yeah, that sounds more like a Duck stream. Something absolutely maniac. I'm not sure if you've ever watched Doug. He usually does like coding things, but also does like some crazy like stuff on his stream. And yeah, if you ever follow follow any of those, it's just insane. He has like streams where like he's playing Skyrim and he says dragon. A dragon spawns in the game. He programmed that. So the chat is just baiting him to say the word dragon. Or when he says cheese, like a million blocks of cheese spawn, and it's like it's at the start it begins like a normal stream, and by the end it's just a crazy. You have no clue what's going on. Everyone is panicked, and people get banned. But not like banned as in like they said something bad. Also 100, yippee, wahoo! The big 100. But like he'd have like rules in his chat where it's like if you say the secret word you get banned, and then everyone says the word. It's yeah. Maybe we could look to add some like crazy things, because I do know a little bit how to program. See how if I can add some crazy stuff, like, you know, if the counter hits like 100, something happens or something. Or I don't know. 100. The first of many 100s we're gonna see. If you also want to watch it, like another good streamer who currently is doing Pokemon Platinum hunts, it's Party Arlie. She's hunting for a Piplup, and she's a little bit over odds, but she's really very chill. She's basically has like the same setup as like me, but then in Platinum, Diamond and Platinum. She has seen more shiny Starlies than her own shinies. It's kind of unlucky, but she always has super chill streams. I usually, when she's on, I put that on the background when I hunt. So if you're looking for good like you know, Platinum streamers or Generation 4. She's a good follow. A big recommendation from up and coming streamer me with best opinion to follow for real, for real. And another female turtwig. I haven't gotten 2 female turtwigs on the DS at the same time yet. It's tragic. Sure, it'll happen, you know. If you just crunch the numbers, it will happen at some point. Luck will be on our side at some point. I was also thinking with, you know, it's 8,000 plus to get odds, you know. People ever come here and like, damn, I really love Chimchar, or I really love Piplup. I could switch it up as well at some point, you know. I really love all 3 of the starters. I think this is one of the better generations where all 3 of the starters are lovable, but maybe that's nostalgia talking, you know. I think starters always have like a very strong, you know, I mean, you have to kind of go for a very strong design for a starter. It's kind of hard to hate a starter, I think. I mean, some people don't like the Generation 5 starters, but I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think they're cool. I like Tepic. I don't mind they made another firefighting 3 times in a row. Surely there were no other ideas to pick up there. My drink is finished. I should probably get some more water soon. Stay hydrated on this high intensity sports-like behavior where I am pressing the A button and the B button. They don't show this at the Olympics. This is for the real hardcore gamers. That's good. Yeah. Some people think like grass is like, you know, the basic starter type, or like, you know, it's boring, you know, go for something flamboyant like the fire, or, you know, water, unless you're in Generation 3 where everything is water, but I love Mudkip, but I don't know. I just love Turtwig. He's baby. He looks a little bit derpy, but I think that also makes him so lovable. Just look at his like head swing on like the little Turtwig I have. I can't move my hands in on this model, but if I could pet the little Turtwig, I would just, you know, I'll just pick him up and I will pet him. This little crazy guy. He also, you know, becomes the big turtle. I don't really like turtles. Just teach Torterra Earthquake and he will win you the game. Professional advice from me. $110. Wow. Bigger number means better chance. Because if it's 1 in 8,000, that means that if you're at a number 1,000 and you haven't gotten it, it's 100% chance. That's how chance works. That's so true. He's just he's baby, but he's also just a guy. He's just there. I just really love what they did with the, you know, he starts as a little sprout, and when he grows, he has a little tree going, and then eventually he becomes the world turtle, you know. I just think the design is so cool. I love Turtwig. +2. Cause like, you know, you have a big fire ape who goes crazy, and they very unique with Piplup, because he becomes a steel type. That's like, you know, also very like unique. But Turtwig is, you know, he's just always there for you. He's always, you know, he doesn't have to be the biggest guy in the room, but he will still, you know, be the coolest guy in the room. And 2 more male Turtwigs. No 2 female Turtwigs yet. They haven't been spotted yet, the lesbian Turtwigs. What a good song. It truly do be good lo-fi. Lo-fi is always just such a mood. Anyone could put on a lo-fi mix to chill to, and everyone can enjoy it. So nice and relaxing. Only the right side was female. Unlucky. Piano's going crazy. Damn. This playlist is only an hour long. I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Sinnoh Lo-Fi in 6 minutes. He seems so stern and scary. Yeah. The least scary professor ever made. Damn, this Turtwig has some really good HP. 22 HP versus Chad, 22 HP Turtwig versus Virgin, 20 HP Turtwig. It didn't really use the legendary tracks, I guess, for the lo-fi. Maybe that's a little bit too, you know, upbeat or too crazy to make it a lo-fi. Would have been cool though. Lo-fi beats to catch Giratina too. Let's see. We'll just autoplay to the next one. That is good. Don't want to sit here in silence. Because I can turn on the normal music for the 3DSs, because I do through the, because it has a capture card that goes through USB-C. It does transfer the audio, so if I want to switch the audio tracks, I can just enable them, but constantly resetting and listening to like the same 5 seconds, I don't think that's I wouldn't think that's very fun to listen to, especially with me yapping in between. Torture streaming, maybe that's my niche. I just play 5-second audio on loop, and that's my stream, and people, the masses will flock to this amazing idea, and I will sell it for 1 million Robux. I also hope you don't, I'm not sure if you can hear me clicking the A buttons on the 3DS, but shouldn't be too loud. It's just a small little button. And 2 more turtwigs, unlucky. Into the ether you disappear, never to be seen again. I also wasn't sure if I should have put this stream under the Legend CA tag, or, you know, the Pokemon Platinum tag, because this is Pokemon Platinum. But what I've seen from people is that they usually put it under the newest game for Pokemon, because that's like the one people check the most. Not that I care about viewership, because I'm honestly just doing this to have fun while doing an activity that I love. And if people join, that's a plus. And if they don't, you know, I am still doing my thing that I enjoy. But, you know. Because you could also can get drowned out if you put it on the most popular tag, because, you know, might be a lot of people streaming, and if, you know, people want to find you, you're just going to be on the 0 if you're a carry all the way at the bottom, and people have to scroll all the way down. Well, if you're in the, you know, in the correct tag like this, you're not gonna see that many people who are actually streaming this game. Could be an advantage, but I don't mind either way. I'm just having fun. After this reset, I will pour myself a new glass of water. Because I am out of drinks. I am getting thirsty. I even made myself a be right back screen, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. I can just look at the starting screen of Pokemon Platinum. Turtwig. 2 more Mill Turtwig. And that's a reset. Let me get a drink. 1 second. I have returned with a drink. Damn, look at that. Tracking snap back into place. That's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. And that's what we take to more turtwigs. Let's see if you're shiny. Will you be my friend, or will you get reset into the ether, never to be seen again? Find out today on Pokemon Ball Z. I've never watched Dragon Ball, so I'm just doing a bad imitation. Do have another female turtwig. It's been a while since we see you. You're always welcome to join a female turtwig. Also looks like with how my monitor is positioned, I will always have my model a little bit to the left to right, I guess. Because I'm looking at my second screen. Someone sends a chat message, so... Things I just have to learn, I guess. Didn't expect anyone to, you know, actually even send a message here, so I'm already very happy with how this is going. This exponentially, you know, keeps going. You know, if I get 2 viewers next stream and then I get 4, you know, I'll be at 1 million soon. You're at 16 on encounters? Damn, you're going fast. I'm assuming that you're also doing, like, you're counting all 3, right? Because that's what I do. That's quick. You're going quicker than me. Which one are you hoping for? What's your favorite, do you want Chikorita? Do you want, Cyndaquil? I think Cyndaquil looks really cool on Totodile as well. I don't think, the grass starter is that great in Generation 2, especially it's shiny, because the other ones get, like, really blue and, you know, a little bit of purpley. I definitely think Totodile's the best shiny in those, you know, early free you can get. We're just shiny hunting together. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, I had the same, and then I found 2 of the grass starter of Chikorita. That's the one I got 2 shiny Chikoritas, and I didn't get any of the other shiny, so I was a bit like, oh damn, not 2 of them. But you know, you still take the shinies when you see them. You can't just say no. I did see a clip once of a person who was checking the shinies in hard gold, and they got 2 of the 3 starters were shiny, so they had to choose which shiny he had to leave behind. That was pretty funny. But that's like such low odds that just like, damn, that's crazy. I hope when you reset, all 3 of them are shiny, and then you can just choose which one you would like. I think that's, yeah, that will definitely happen. RNG will definitely work in your favor. And 2 more male turtwigs. Unlucky. I could also do at some point if I get this shiny out of the way and I still enjoy streaming, I could also go for a Heart Gold Soul Silver starter shiny. That's always a fun one. It's like the perfect thing to also start with, I think. Because if you... in the older games, like things like Poké Radar, are quite weird in how they work. And in newer games, it's less of a, you know, a hunt. But, you know... getting your favorite first is usually just the best way anyway. Because then, you know, once you get it, it's even happier than just getting something that is optimal. You know. Go for happiness, not for the low-hanging fruit. Sun Tzu, Art of War, he definitely said that. Or that soldier from Team Fortress 2. They seem pretty intellectually comparable, I think. I'm gonna bet that Barry wants to battle. I'm gonna do a little psychic action. Damn, that's crazy. How did I know? And 1 female turtwig. Haven't got the double whammy yet. The fabled 2 female turtwig on my 3DS screen. Turtwig is just absolutely vibing on this music. Can't really blame him for it. Two Chimchars. And 2 non-shiny Turtwigs. Shiny Cyndaquil looks a little bit more, I would like to say purpley, but I guess he gets like a little bit darker. His sprite looks a little bit, let me see if I can pull it up. It looks a little bit more red-ish, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. If I copy this image, can I be a professional streamer? I'd have to download the image. I can do that. I can download images. This is what a shiny Cyndaquil looks like. As you can see, like his head is a little bit more reddish, and the body is a little bit more yellowish compared to the normal Cyndaquil. So it's not that different. But once he evolves, I think he gets also a little bit more reddish. and purplish, but yeah, you just kind of have to look for the reddish glow of his upper body. And yeah, Totodile gets like really blue, and Chikorita just kind of gets like a dead leaf kind of color, more brown. It's a weird decision they took for for Cyndaquil, or I mean Chikorita, but yeah, I hope that helped my professional showing of an image on my stream. Oh, that's a female turtwig. That's one. That's good to hear. Professional help service. Any problem, you can just call in the hotline. VV's hotline. Oh. And the time has changed to be the same time on my left 3DS. They are now both in the evening. Which is, I guess, accurate. Because it is evening over here. Oh. I guess it's only one of them changed. Never mind. 2 mil turtwigs. 102. Damn, you're going fast. That's nice. You're speedrunning. That's good to hear. I'm only at 140. And we're both still far away from getting this shiny. It is... I'm not actually sure. Maybe the odds are like 4,000, but I think it was 8,000 last time I looked in my mental library. But doing 3 at the same time, you don't even have to do, 8,000 resets. You only have to do 1/3, so you're getting there quicker. I only have to do half. I only have to do 4,000 resets. I actually have a third 3DS. I mean, it's not a 3DS. I have an old DS, but I don't have an other copy of Pokémon Platinum. And that would be way too expensive to buy one, because old cartridges are expensive. And I think owning 2 is expensive enough. So one of them is my old copy, and one I bought so I can shiny hunt on 2 at the same time. So maybe I'm just a little bit crazy. Maybe I'm the reason for the high prices, buying up one more copy, the entire market. That's battle. Sure, little bro. And 2 normal ones. Goodbye. Almost at 150. It'd be crazy if, I start streaming and in the first 2 hours I just get a shiny starter, which should be like like a month project. That's... Don't even know if that'd be entertaining now I think about it, if I just sit here most of the nights just doing the same thing. Because most people want to see, like, you know, something different. Unless I can, like, give, you know, a vibe that people just like to tune in with. I don't know. For now, I don't really care. I am just, you know, sharing what I enjoy. So hopefully that's enough for people, you know, to maybe lurk or maybe even click once. Either way, I am having fun shiny hunting. And that's the biggest part. Are you also on, oh yeah, I remember. You are on the 3DS. Yeah, I remember. Because, like, imagine the speed you could do if you had an emulator and you just speed it up by, like, 1,000,000%. Get 3 encounters per thing. You could just tune out maybe, like, 8,000 encounters in an hour. That'd be wild. Just a single hour to get a shiny. Oh, how wonderful that would be. And another reset. Oh damn, the playlist has gone from Sinnoh to Hoenn, and I didn't even notice. I did not even notice that it went to like a whole different video. I mean, it's the same person who made this, but that's a really good transition, and I just did not notice. Yeah, that's also a question, because you're just, you know, going so fast, you're not really doing the hunt. It's, yeah. Especially in, like, a current world where people want, like, instant satisfaction, you know, TikTok, scrolling, and, you know, you instantly want to get that dopamine. Shiny hunting is definitely, you know, something that is, like, a long haul, which not many people, I think, now... I mean, I maybe I'm old where I go, no, the younger generation, they don't understand like we do. I don't know. You do have to, you know, find a certain enjoyment in doing the same action for a long time. With the reward, you know, not even being that great if you like, you know, the pixels on your screen are a little bit different than it were before, but, you know, the feeling of satisfaction after a long hunt, you know. Because sometimes you see a video of someone who has been hunting, you know, a certain Pokemon for so long, and they get it, and they just absolutely pop off, and it always just puts a smile to my face. It's the same with, like, doing, like, a difficult Nuzlocke or anything where, you know, finally be able to complete your goal after, you know, taking your time. Sometimes it may have been hard, you don't know if you wanted to continue, you know, but getting that final payoff just always makes it, you know, worth it. Because I also, I used to rate in Final Fantasy XIV, which is an MMO. I did high-end content, which was basically pretty much the same. You do a fight, you learn the fight, and you do it for hours on end until you finally get, you know, your clear and your loot. And it makes the entire journey worth it. So maybe I was born a little bit masochistic. Oh well. Who cares what other people think? Just make your own fun. Is what I think. Are my wise words. We're not here to Mr. Beastify shiny hunting or something. To be loud and... I don't know. I don't like Mr. Beast, but that's not a controversial opinion, I think. And a female turtwig. Goodbye, female turtwig. You will be missed. I'm actually drinking quite a lot of water, because normally I don't really talk that much, but now I've been talking for like 1.5 hours, so my my vocal cords are not used to me talking. Because normally I do this with, you know, watching a podcast or watching another streamer, but now I am the one talking. That's crazy. That's crazy. Is this the dive music from... Oh, another female turtwig. Nice. This is Hoenn, right? Yes, this is Hoenn. Yeah, this is the dive music. I knew I heard it correct. One of my favorite Pokemon tracks. It's just so atmospheric. Damn, you caught up to me? Yeah, you get 1 extra counter per reset, and I think your resets are a little bit faster. Because you don't have to go into the battle. That's nice, that's good to hear. I'm happy. You're going at a rapid pace. The shiny gets closer with every reset. I do wonder how you can hand... If you want to get Blastoise, that should like that your dream shiny, right? Because I think you can only get a Gen 1 starter at the end of the game. All the way at the end, once you like complete like it entirely. If I remember correctly. So that's gotta be like a difficult hunt in Hard Gold. But you know. Nothing comes easy. Easy come, easy go. Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsody. Another encounter, and after this we're at 160. 2 normal turtwigs. Unfortunate. And 160 on the counter. That's the good mindset. I love that mindset. You know, it doesn't matter how long it will take. You know, you have a goal. That's the most important part. That's good to hear. Do you think you're also gonna, you know, do some other shiny hunting in between until you get there? Or are you just, you know, looking for a good start with a nice shiny starter and then get to the Blastoise, because there aren't many good hunting, shiny hunting in Hard Gold Soul Silver unless you go full odds. So you're just running in the grass randomly, which I think is kind of crazy. I think that's like one of the non-recommended things to do. But you know, you can always get very lucky and just find one randomly when you're... Oh, we got it. We got a double female encounter. It took 160 encounters. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, they're both non-shiny, so they're gonna have to... they're gonna have to go, but that was still pretty cool. A hype moment, one could say. I think it's pretty sad they're never gonna bring back being able to hunt a shiny starter, like at the beginning of the game, because they don't want people to reset for 40 hours like we're doing. But I don't know. I just think they remove something so essential with shiny locking Pokemon, you know, and let the players make the fun. Don't force them not to do it. With another reset. We're almost gonna get in between 167 and 169. How cursed, how cursed. I also seem to be getting less encounters than 100 per hour. Not that I mind, but thought it'd be like 100, because I'm almost at 2 hours of being alive. Like, probably gonna hit like 175. So, that's still pretty good numbers for 2 hours. I'm gonna go till 200 encounters. I just think that's a nice round number, you know. Thinks I also had a good evening filled up. The old anime voices. With some jelly-filled donuts instead of onigiri. Oh, what is... The censorship in the Pokemon anime is crazy. Because, like the Polygon episode, Porygon, I mean, or just there's a gun in an episode, or James just having big tits for a bikini episode. Crazy. 168. The non-cursed number. The wholesome number. And 2 more male turtwigs. The turtwigs are always greener on the other side. Maybe because they're all shiny on the other side. Maybe a cool thing could also, because you have My Pokemon Wrench, if you've ever heard of it. It's somewhere where you can... It's a Wii game, so you can connect your DS to the Wii. Because you could also do it with Pokemon Stadium, you can transform some Pokemon, you can battle with them. But you can send them to the wrench and you can just like display them nicely, but they never added the pouch to be able to use Pokemon Platinum in the West. It's only something that released in Japan. So I had an idea of maybe making a full shiny Pokemon wrench, but since I'm mostly going to be playing on Pokemon Platinum, that's not something feasible, I think. Because then I would have to first trade them all to a Diamond and Pearl save, and you could only trade one by one, and then you have to start the trading cutscene again. So that's like, that could be like a full, like 40-hour job just to like trade all the Pokemon over to a lower save, and then to My Pokemon Wrench. Which, nah. I'm not that crazy. Maybe I'm that crazy. I'll have to see. $201, nice. I'm only a little bit behind. I'll catch up soon. Surely. Almost at 300 encounters. You're already almost there. That's always like the satisfying part, especially with these counters, when you hit like a number with 2 O's and you're like, damn, been here a while. At least it looks nice and satisfying until I do another reset. That's usually where I like decide to end my hunts for the day. It's like, if I hit another even number, that's a good place to stop. You need something satisfying to end on. More normal turtwigs. Goodbye. I shouldn't sing. I don't have a good singing voice. I won't torture you with it. I'll just vibe to the music. Well, I do another battle with Barry, age 64. With your normal British lad. A female turtwig. Unfortunate. 178. Actually quite surprised by this model. It's quite decent at tracking. I don't think it really tracks my mouth. Maybe I don't open my mouth enough. Maybe I'm not emotive enough. Still looks fine, I think. Go turtwig. Oh, you're not shiny? Then we're going again. 180. That means you're already probably out 250 encounters now. Or 251 if you wanna be. Because you go again multiplications of 3. Is that correct? That's not correct, no. I'm just dumb. 152. It also looks we've passed the 2-hour mark for my first stream. Yippee. That's a pretty good accomplishment, I think. Being able to hold out for 2 hours and not feeling bored. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. 222, nice, nice. Next one is 333. That one's also pretty soon. Just collect all the nice, satisfying numbers. And another encounter. Do get a female. Not a shiny though. Kind of surprised that in 184 encounters we've only seen a single time where we got a double female. Because it's 1/8 times 1/8, which is 1/16, which is a number. So I guess I'm not good at numbers. I don't know how odds work. I just I just count up the numbers and then they add up to a number and then it surely is correct. That's a yawn. I'm not even tired. I guess it would work the entire day, but travel back was luckily quite quick. +2. Almost at 190 already. Time goes fast. I'm actually also very happy that I'm just able to stream, because, you know, you never know with your internet. Uploading is always, I guess, if it likes it. Twitch first, when I started the stream, it said, "Oh no, your bitrate is too bad. You should lower it." I think it's pretty smooth, unless my eyes are betraying me. So that's pretty good. Pika. I think for tomorrow, because I will definitely stream tomorrow, maybe I will start a little bit early, you know, maybe midday, and then do like a second session after dinner. Look into the, you know, maybe like add like Twitch chat on stream or something, or like a notification on screen if someone follows or says something. I think that could be cool. Because now I'm just looking at like the Twitch management board on this side, and I think that's pretty boring, if I'd have to say so myself. So just go research how does Twitch work, how not to be a bad streamer 101. Let's battle. But only if it's shiny. Nope. And also 2 mills. How utterly disappointing. +2 on the encounter. And we go next. Oh, accidentally press B. Whoops. I also hope Twitch makes a VOD of this, because I did enable the option, but I'm not sure if I should actually record it locally, because I did not do that, because I kind of just want to, because then I can open it and see, oh, how is the audio? Welcome back. Update report from me. I have unfortunately not found a shiny yet, but I think that was to be expected. But it would have been cool. You just leave for like a minute and suddenly a shiny has appeared. Nah, it's way more fun to watch it live. I mean, that's why you watch live streams, right? It's like when I also like, you know, when I watch something live, it's so cool. But then if I have like the option to watch something as a VOD back, usually I don't even bother, because like this doesn't have the same excitement if I can skip ahead, because I know I'll just do that because I'm impatient. What are these voice lines? Anchovy. Okay, that's that's such bad jokes. Oh man. Caesar salad, anchovy. I didn't hear what Ash said, but only 4 more encounters for today. How sad. Time has flown by. But I'll be back tomorrow. And then I can probably do like 400 encounters tomorrow. Then I'm already at 600. That'd be huge. We could also add like a... Oh well. The 6 is kinda... behind Chimchar. There, it's fixed now. Chimchar is fully back on the screen. As he should be. That's the thing, if I get like over 1,000, I'm gonna just have to move some stuff around. But that should be fine. I know what I'm doing. Reset. And the second to last turtwigs are coming up. I wonder if you could, like, make your own kind of, not really ROM hack, but, you know, make your own player model and then put that back on the cartridge. Because I know you can do that with, if you mod your 3DS, you have checkpoint and you can load and back up saves. Yeah, the last chance before stream ends. But, you know, I'll be back here tomorrow. Meaning there's a... You know, if you're also hunting tomorrow, or maybe, you know, next week on a weekday, I will probably be here. Ah, no shinies. Well, this is gonna be the last reset of the day. We got a perfect, nice 200. The big 200. I'm so glad that you've been here. It's nice to talk to someone, you know, I'm just not here sitting in silence. You have something to watch on the background. Also encourage you maybe with the shiny hunting, so it's pretty cool. I am very happy how today turned out. This is very fun. Alright, let's see. For the last encounter, will we get a double shiny and they're both female turtwigs? Surely. Because we're anime protagonists, probably, maybe. Let's see. The final 2. Nah, they're not. As expected, though. Oh well. I guess that will be it for me. Thank you so much for joining, Zaya Prime. Very much fun talking to you, and yeah, as I said, I will be back tomorrow and the other day. So you know, if you drop a follow or something, you will probably get a notification if I'm live, or you're just checking out the platinum, you know, category again. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you later. So you know, have a good rest of your evening. Bye bye.